Hey,
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 guys, welcome to a special episode of
yeah,
Nerd Vibe.
wow.
You guys are getting 2 reviews and one
Yeah,
double feature kind of thing.
just like what we did with Spider-Man in the Toby saga years ago. We are doing 2 movies in this one. The one we're doing right now that we're about to talk about is the original Dracula.
Yes.
And then later on in the video, we're going to be talking about Renfield.
Which is, so the reason why we did Dracula is because Renfield's going to be, from the looks of it, from like the trailers and the designs, it looks like it's going to pay a lot of, like, it's going to be very inspired by this version, so that's why I wanted to watch it, and I think it would be pretty cool to have like a nice, and also I did not want, for the podcast, I did not want 2 reviews back to back anyway. It'd be kind of, because
2 reviews?
yeah, like episodes, like just
I see.
And it'd be a little fun.
I mean, there technically was one last episode.
Yeah, that is true, but I didn't want to be like too redundant, I would say. Like,
yeah.
I didn't want people to think that like this is just a movie review podcast when it's like it can be, but like we mainly talk about like other stuff
it's
too.
Kind of a mix of everything, really.
So
yes.
So yeah, Dracula 1931.
You're gonna be talking a lot for the first part of this video because
I think this is the oldest movie Matt's watched.
How old is Psycho? It's
the 60s. So yeah, this is
the one we watched.
Yeah,
that came out in the 60s.
Yes.
Holy shit! It looks way older. But yeah, this is the oldest movie I watched, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna be real with you. I gave it all I had. It didn't help that I worked an 8-hour shift.
I understand.
And
I understand this isn't, these kind of movies aren't for everyone, so I understand.
I nearly fell asleep like 3 times.
I get it. That's why it's like, as much as it pains me that I would love to do like all those classic movies, I know that's not your thing, so I understand completely. Like, yeah, this isn't like with other like fans and stuff, and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe you don't like this, and it's I get it.
I say I understand like where you come from as well. Yeah. Like you the such classic movies and just like paved the way for like movies in the future. But
oh yeah, like with like, especially when it comes to like this movie, like literally every Dracula after this was mainly inspired by this one.
Yeah.
Just the accent, the drip, all of it. Yeah, I love like that's my favorite. That's actually, unironically, that's actually the classic monster movies are like, they're called the Universal Monsters. That's my favorite like horror franchise, and I know it's a weird horror franchise for me to be my favorite, but it's not like my like favorite character. It's just like the franchise. It's like self, I would say, because it's like for me at least, like the movies in that franchise are consistently good, but when you have like other franchises like Halloween and Friday the 13th, like it's kind of a mixed bag, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll talk about. So basically the plot, like, well, for like context, Dracula is based on a novel, if anyone knew that.
Figured, yeah.
Yeah, so it's sort of adapting the novel, but I haven't read the novel. I'd like to, but I really don't have time to read a 400-page book.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd
rather read like
single shit.
Yeah, I like the like I would actually because it kind of does relate to me. I actually did recently participate in a Kickstarter that was they were doing adaptations of Frankenstein and Dracula as graphic novels, and they were getting the likeness of the Dracula we just watched, and I thought that was like, oh, that's very interesting. I'd love to back up this project, and I'd like to read that. Because graphic novels are easier to. I'm like a child. Like, it's like I prefer stuff with pictures.
Yeah, no.
I'm not reading just text. It's just because I like visual.
Yeah.
And just.
No, I'm here to help sometimes.
But yeah, so yeah, the plot's basically, Dracula is a vampire. He preys upon young women and wait and
Pretty much, huh?
yeah, you've seen him. He was like young girls. He was just going like right up to them and just.
When he went up to that girl in London or whatever, I was like, damn, he literally just sexually assaulted her.
Yeah, he.
Yeah,
that's Dracula.
kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
he might be a awful person. Not gonna lie.
Well, he's evil, so yes.
When you really think about it, Dracula kind of sucks as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, like, I will say this for this movie. The performance of Dracula is carrying the movie. Just the way he, like, moves, the way he just stands there and stares constantly. Bela Lugosi is absolutely legendary, and he was absolutely carrying the movie. Along with Renfield and Van Helsing.
I do agree. I think my favorite performance was Renfield in this movie.
Yeah.
I like when characters are deranged.
Yeah. Yeah, when they open the
it's fun.
When they open the on the ship, when they're on the ship and they open the hatch and he's just sitting on this, like, holding on the railings, just staring at them with that grin, like, yeah. Probably must have freaked people out back then.
Oh yeah, for sure. If this is in relation, because I want things to say during the segment, so something I do have to say is if I ever become an actor, I would want to play a character that's like so emotionless and like deranged, just acts crazy as fuck. That's my dream.
Matt wants to be a slasher villain.
Yeah, no, I would be down to kill people. Yeah.
So hey guys, and like if we get a Halloween reboot, Matt is like the perfect Michael Myers build.
Yeah.
You go cast Matt.
I'll be.
I can't do like a new Halloween movie and look at the credits and it says like Michael Myers and it says Gary.
It's the Marco YouTuber. You played the Michael man.
But yeah, we have Dracula. So his whole thing is he is leaving his castle in Transylvania, leaving the brides behind because of course he has multiple wives.
Yeah, of course, fucking woman.
And Renfield was the one who was selling him the property in like London or whatever, and Dracula basically turned him into a minion, and that's why he's crazy. Yeah.
Oh my god. Is
Despicable Me?
Is Gru in this movie? Wait, Gru and Dracula kind of have the same vibes, kind of feel the same. They both have accents. Is Gru Dracula?
Is Gru a vamp?
Wait,
no, there was no, it's not, because Dracula was in the Minions movie. The Minions killed him.
Huh?
Yeah, the Minions movie?
The first one?
Yeah. They worked for Dracula at one point and they killed him.
Really?
Yeah, they opened the window on him and the sun blew him up.
I don't know.
Yeah, you've forgotten that opening of the Minions where they just every like leader they worked for, they just ended up killing.
Wow.
Like Napoleon, Dracula.
Jeez. No, I don't remember that. Wow.
So Dracula arrives in London by a boat. He kills everyone on the boat, which for the time, I bet a lot of people were very scared of the shadow of like the corpses and stuff.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, so this is when you're probably like, I like because this is when this came out. This was before like they call it like the Hays Code, where they had to censor like everything. And this came out like right beforehand, and I love movies before then because you can get some really morbid stuff that you think like, wow, they actually allowed this for the time. Like, oh wow, like. But so he's doing his thing, just going after, dripped out, just attacking women, sucking their blood, and
yep, sucking their dicks.
Oh.
What if Dracula was into femboys?
Them. That should unironically be a movie, just like called like the femboy vampire, and it's a vampire that just specifically feeds off the blood of femboy.
That's the character I'm playing.
But yeah, but it comes in like the main like sort of humans, I would say, but like the main group of like characters who want to stop Dracula is, you know, Dr. Stewart, Dr. Van Helsing, got Jonathan Harker, and Dracula has pretty much this obsession with John's fiance.
Yeah,
Fiance Nina.
pretty
And
whack.
yeah, he keeps feeding off her, and you know they're trying to stop that.
Yeah, not cool.
Yeah, not cool at all.
Not cool. Very mean to do, honestly.
Like like you can tell Dracula straight up more than just sucking blood.
Yeah.
Like when she like went up to him when he was like and opened up his cape, like yeah, there's more than some just using for blood sucking.
Yeah.
Like yeah, Dracula's a creep.
For sure.
But yeah, I guess very straightforward, and they're like, you know, we gotta stop this. And then there's also that he killed Lucy, turned her into like a ghost that kills kids.
Huh?
Oh, you missed that? Or did you fall asleep during that?
I probably missed like 30% of the movie at least. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So yeah, the Lucy, like Nina's friend, you don't really see that much. He like killed her.
Yeah.
And then he turned her into a vampire, and she was like killing kids and stuff.
Cool.
So yeah.
There's really no good person in this movie.
Actually, well, Van Helsing's kind of badass, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you talking about the doctor?
The doctors, yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, he was pretty
Dr.
cool.
Stewart, Professor Van. That's what like I. This is my favorite. The one in this one isn't my favorite Van Helsing. My favorite Van Helsing's in a much later movie that was in the 50s, which I do think we could watch for the channel. But I think you'd be a little more at ease with that one than, because that one has like is in color and there's like blood and stuff. But that's my favorite Van Helsing, because that Van Helsing was.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I was watching this movie, like,
I could hear. I heard you yawning like.
When I was just thinking, like, God damn, I really be taking movies these days for granted with all like the action and shit that happens.
Yeah.
Like, I know I say like I should talk like the pacing of some movies, or just stuff just happens just because, but like, Jesus Christ, like,
yeah, that's
barely anything happened in this movie.
Yeah. That's like the whole thing is like they like at the end with like this massive plan where like we gotta stake him in the heart by day, and we like they knew where he lived the whole time. They couldn't have just rolled up like any day and just did that. And,
Right.
I'm surprised you did not talk about that in the beginning, that the bees had coffins. I can't believe you didn't notice. You didn't like. I thought you would point that out while we were watching it. I
noticed, but
the bees have coffins.
No, believe me, I noticed, but like I was on the brink of like possible sleep, so I could just not say anything.
Yeah.
At all.
I will say I love the
I was literally lobotomized before. I was lobotomized while watching this movie. I could not say or do anything with my body. I was just so out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably. I also just love the aesthetic of the castle in like Transylvania. I mean.
Yeah. Cobwebs.
Yeah, the cobwebs.
Shit.
Possums.
Yeah.
Spiders.
Possums. Yeah.
Bees.
Yeah. Bees.
Very spooky.
Bees are spooky. Yeah. Especially when they come out of coffins.
It's all fun and games till the bees come out of a coffin.
It's all fun and games until the bees start coughing.
I'm surprised Matt didn't want to talk about his favorite performance in the movie.
Why?
The maid.
the maid
Yeah,
when she opened the door to
And
let
she
Dracula
passed
come
out.
in.
she passed out.
Oh yeah,
She fainted.
that was probably my favorite part of the movie, where she just like fucking.
Yeah, her and the guy who works at the asylum, the one that has the really thick British accent. Those two are the goofballs.
Yeah.
Like they're like, yeah, sometimes I'm I just love this the awkwardness when he's like, sometimes I'm afraid of you and he just slowly backs away. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Some
Truly.
probably unintentional comedy.
I probably missed that part, not gonna lie.
Yeah, you probably missed a lot. Like I said, I completely understand how you and like literally anyone else would not find these movies appealing.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. What I have to say in regards to that is, holy shit, I'm sucking in this game right now. This is a prime example as to why I cannot deal with these early movies, because this is it didn't, like I said, it didn't help that I had an 8-hour shift and I pretty much had swamp ass by the time I got home because it was so freaking hot, and
Yeah.
I was tired and everything else. But like, holy shit. I'm just not built for these movies, I will just say.
I wasn't either, and then I started watching more, and then I was like, yeah, these are pretty interesting.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a thing where you have to watch them.
Yeah, and I know you don't want. You'd rather like if you want to watch them, you probably want to watch something else, and that's fine.
I'd rather watch like anything after like 80s, just in general. Not even just horror, like just anything after the 80s.
Yeah, that's also what I would say
I mean,
is like
I guess The Godfathers exist. I would watch The Godfathers.
The Godfather.
Yeah.
I will say that like I only watch black and white for horror movies though. I don't for like anything else. I'm not really.
Do you mainly watch oldies when you watch horror movies?
You mean the other way around? Yeah. If it's like in terms of like black and white, like I only watch black and white movies if it's like horror. If it's a horror movie.
Okay. I see what you're saying. So
yeah, I don't screw with it. The only like exception would be like watching like the Three Stooges, like, but that's pretty much it.
I see. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just an aesthetic thing in my opinion.
Yeah.
It just black and white has like that retro like aesthetic to it where it's like.
No, yeah, I can understand.
That's why I find you would definitely fall asleep if we watched Nosferatu. That's like way older than this one, but you'd pass out. Like
when you suggested
that's the oldest movie I've seen.
I'm pretty sure you suggested we should have done like a reaction to that movie.
Yeah, because it's public domain, we can just do a full commentary and like talk about nonsense.
We would need more than 2 people, because like
what I find that movie is so unsettling because it is so old. It feels like you're watching like found footage from that time period, and obviously it makes it like unsettling because there's like unsettling things happening.
Yeah, we could give it a try, but like
you'd fall asleep, I guarantee it.
That's why I would.
Which would be funny.
That's why I would need like someone else there between us, at least like 3 of us there.
But that's the thing. Who else on this channel? Because I talked about it because it was like I wanted my like something on my bucket list is I want to see one of these movies in like a theater.
Yeah.
Like, and they were doing that in October for Halloween, and it was 2 of my I think no, it wasn't. It was one of my favorites, and then one I was just like about. I was like,
damn, wasn't that the thing you told me about?
Yeah, and I was, yeah, but
Oh yeah, I remember.
I was like, yeah. I'm like, I don't drive, so I was just like, who else would go with me to watch 2 of these old movies back to back in the theater? And we're probably gonna be the only ones there, and
yeah,
for like 3 hours, and so yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I completely understand.
No,
I know this is not built for everyone. Because
I don't know. I know I talked about why I cannot stand them, but I also don't know why I can't stand them at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense. Cause like, I want to like old movies, cause I like to kind of just look back on old footage in general. Anyways, but like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, the thing I kind of noticed like what was killing the vibe of me during the movie. It was just like so
the quiet.
so much quietness going on.
Yeah, because like I was telling you, like obviously off camera, is just like this was like the early days of talkies, and like they did not do music, and like,
oh yeah, I know.
Which there is a lot of just silence.
Which I'm not holding a grudge. They did what they had to do with the movie, and you know, it doesn't make it bad, but holy shit,
it kind of does help. I mean, with like some scenes, it does help with the vibe. I would say, like I just like when I like think about like adding music to certain scenes, like it just in my head of like in this movie, it just feel weird to me. That's why when I've seen people like do like color versions of these like last movie, and it just feels weird to me, and I like, and it's just like I'm just like, it kind of helps the vibe, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a very, very straightforward plot. It's not really anything like.
It's not really anything groundbreaking like the Mario movie.
Such a dumb comparison.
Alright, let's do ratings. You go first.
I can already tell ours is gonna be so vastly different.
I'll try and be as optimistic as I possibly can.
I mean, I'll give it like maybe an 8 or 9 just for the fact that it's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic. Obviously there's a couple amazing performances by, you know, Bela Lugosi, you know, Dracula and Renfield, and Van Helsing being absolute built different badass doctor. Like, you know, absolute classic. This is definitely one of the movies you need to watch at least probably just once in your life.
Yeah.
And Matt, the good thing with Matt is you do not have to watch this again.
I don't
it's
have
all
to watch
over.
this fucking train wreck again.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I got it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
There's always like one movie once in a while that we do for like a review for that we do on a channel that I have to sit through, and it's just the most miserable experience of my life. Because I want to make you happy. I want you to do the things you want to do on the channel, and I have to sit there.
That's why I haven't really pushed doing more of them, because
that's why
I know you're not like.
I'm the same way. I don't like pushing like what I want to do on the channel, because I want everyone else to feel. I think
I think the only one we would have to do for the channel is just Frankenstein, because that's just one that you just have to see once, and like that's it.
Didn't we do something with Frankenstein in senior year of high school?
Yeah, but we didn't.
Was that an animation?
We read the graphic novel.
The graphic novel, yeah.
But we watched Hunchback of Notre Dame to do a comparison of the characters.
Dude.
I shouldn't have. I did. Actually, I did. I do remember that I did bring up we should watch like 1931. Like our teacher was like, "No, we're watching Hunchback of Notre Dame." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
I mean, I do understand, because the 1931 Frankenstein does not really follow the novel that much. The sequel does more.
Yeah.
Which is actually my favorite classic monster movie, because I'll show you. I'm just a huge simp for the bride.
Mm-hmm.
She's literally my wallpaper.
Oh wow. Yeah. Do you think Dale's favorite movie is Hunchback of Notre Dame because he's the main character in that movie?
Jesus. That's kind of. Wow. What did Dale do?
I have a hunchback.
I have one.
Do you?
Yeah, I have back problems though.
I do too.
We all have back problems.
Yeah. In this age of phones, we have back problems, all of us.
Oh my god, totally because of
Phones.
totally because we didn't have to carry backpacks
Yeah.
for like freaking over a decade.
Yeah. Fucking stupid ass pants. Dumbasses.
Yep.
Yeah. For my rating, I don't even know. I'll go with the rating of how much of the movie
Okay,
I
can we
probably
just?
watched.
I think we'll just agree. This was easier to watch than Axum.
I had a fun time with Axum, believe it or
Oh.
not.
Oh, you. We need to do
'Cause,
that
like, it
again.
was so-
We need to do that. We need to like revisit that.
You know why I actually had a better time with
because
Axum than
it was just a
this?
massive shitpost.
It was a massive shitpost that like it was so bad that it was
It was
so good.
incomprehensible.
Yeah. No.
Oh, we need to revisit that for like a nerd vibe. Like, we need to get more. The thing is, like, another thing is like I do want to like revisit The Crow, but it's like if we do that, I want more people here because it would be kind of like weird if it's just me and you again. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
You
I
see
was
where I'm
thinking
you
about
see where
that
I'm
for Axum as well.
you see that you see
because-
where I'm coming from with that though.
Yeah. I feel like
Because it would have to be something different.
if we try to like do a reaction video again, that we would eventually like slowly remember everything that happened in the movie
Yeah.
as it progresses.
Yeah, that would be a fun little commentary. I don't even know if there's probably a copyright on it, but I think we talked about it. Where it was like, yeah, who would want to copyright this?
Yeah.
But yeah. But like I said, this isn't. These movies aren't. Built
I
for
think I would
everyone.
give the movie a 5 out of 10.
Okay. You can just at least you can like appreciate like it's like a classic.
I understand
and,
that it's a classic.
Yeah.
I understand that it has its fans. I understand that it kind of like fucking what's the fucking word? Jump started the Dracula stuff and
Yeah,
even
the Dracula
horror stuff.
cliches. Yeah.
Horror stuff, just
Yeah.
movies in general for Hollywood. So I understand the pros about it, but holy fucking shit, it's just a boring ass fucking movie most of the time. There's no action.
Yeah, because they were so like what did you just say?
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We
We
just
just saw Renfield. Very epic movie.
holy shit.
Yeah. All we gotta say is wow.
Oh wow.
Oh, a nice moment if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah, just kidding. But yeah. Before we talk about movie, we can talk about we this was probably the busiest I've seen the theater in a while.
Our theater in a long time, yeah.
Yeah, like the lines for concessions were absolutely crazy.
Yes. It was insane. I can't when was the last time it was that packed? Actually it's kind of always slightly packed, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Like especially for me who goes like opening nights like a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably just because I'm not at like the concession stand often. Like I usually don't.
You don't get food when you go see movies.
Not often.
I think popcorn is vital when you see movies, no matter what it is, in my opinion.
But I go with my uncle and my dad, and they're mainly just like let's just get right to it kind of thing.
Oh, I see. So it's like we're so off topic already, but they don't let you let you get food if you want. They're kind of just like, no, we need to go to the theater now, even though there's gonna be like an hour worth of trailers at the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, it's not they don't let me. It's just like they're more that kind of vibe. And they don't do that kind of stuff either. So
They don't get food?
no.
Damn, what the hell? I mean, I'm not judging, but that's just fucking weird.
Yeah, literally, I think the last time I went and got like last time I saw a movie and got like popcorn stuff was what I went with my friend
Yeah.
in December.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
And you know which one I'm talking about.
Yep. Yeah.
So
We don't need to get into that right now.
yeah.
The
Funny
movie.
story. As soon as the movie started, I yeeted the popcorn just like Matt in Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
That's 2 for 2. It's always with you
I
that
know.
it happens.
I know.
Popcorn ends up spilling.
I'm pretty sure I went with some other people and I also spilled the popcorn. It's always with me. I don't know why. But yeah, the movie was great.
Yeah.
So, like usual, do you want to explain the plot?
So,
Spoilers, by the way.
oh yeah, brand new
Since
movie.
This is a new movie.
New movie. We, as of recording this, it came out today actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So yeah, it's basically about some guy named Renfield who works for Dracula.
Yep.
And I just started by saying it was so good we watched the original Dracula because they literally recreated in the opening.
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved that. I was like, that's so good.
The second like the old footage came up, I was just like, okay, alright, I'm glad we watched the original now. Yep, even though it nearly drove me to sleep. I'm glad that they showed it. And you know, I do like how they did that, like it's a consistent story with these two in this universe where it's just like, oh yeah. Do they like have like are they able to like switch bodies or
What do you mean?
like morph their bodies to stay like the same age or
What, Dracula and Renfield?
yeah.
No, I think it's just they're just immortal.
Oh, I didn't know if they like take shape in like hands or different bodies or something.
No.
Yeah, because like it doesn't matter anyways, but I was just curious in general.
Judging by the trailer, that it literally was like, it does take place like 90 years after like 1931. So, it's, you know, good little Easter egg, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's basically about him, and he's just, you know, he's been working with Dracula working for Dracula for a lot of decades, and he's kind of slowly just getting like tired of it and the whole thing, and you know, he's part of this like support group and of like of people who are like dealing with like toxic negative people.
Yeah. It's a clear message in the movie, you know.
Yeah. And the whole thing is him trying to break free. And then it just one night Renfield is doing some work. His plan is just to be like kind of being like an anti-hero kind of thing, where it's like, okay, I'll just take out bad guys and then give those guys to Dracula because, you know, they're bad guys. But then he pretty much screws with like the wrong people, and it turns out this group of people is a crime family, and they pretty much have leverage over the entire city.
Yeah, always fun.
And so Renfield is now, you know, and Dracula's just like, I can't believe you brought me like you know, I need pure people because it does not taste good.
Yeah, bad people.
Yeah.
Bad people taste bad.
Yes.
Good people taste good. That's the message of the movie in this case, you know.
And there's a lot of focus on this officer who, like, her dad was an officer as well.
Yeah.
And she's trying to avenge his death by trying to put justice to the crime family, and specifically the son who killed her father.
Yes.
And they end up, her and Redfield crossing paths because, again, he he's pretty much now a target for the crime family because he like got interfered with their business and then now
they're trying to hunt him down.
we're trying to like simplify this as much as possible, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, her and Renfield, they meet at like a restaurant because they're trying to get rid of the officer. But then Renfield's there, and Renfield takes them out, and then they're like, okay, we need to take them both out, and then then Dracula starts getting involved, and now his thing is now he wants to take over the world. Now he wants to have like fresh bodies forever, and everyone like kneeling before him. So now it's like now Dracula.
Dracula. That's the word of the video. Dracula.
This whole video, actually.
Yeah. Kind of the main character.
I would say more. Movie. Yeah, in the first. But yeah, Renfield's definitely the focus in this one.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say is it eventually crosses into now Dracula working with this crime family too, because now they are super evil too.
Yeah.
And yeah. So yeah, I think that's just, and of course now Renfield's finally had enough, and he's like, we got to take down the crime family and Dracula. So
yeah.
Very, very wild plot.
Lots of plot lines in the movie.
Yeah.
About killing a fucking vampire.
Yes.
Yeah. Should we keep saying the plot, or do we want the
I feel like there's like so much like happened, like not it's not like super convoluted, but I just wanted to keep it as simplistic as possible to talk more about like more in depth, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll just give some general thoughts on the movie because I personally thought I'm kind of in the middle between thinking it did a good job with like what it did, but also on the other hand I wish it kind of I don't know, part of me does wish it kind of took itself more seriously a bit.
Oh yeah, I knew from like the get-go this was gonna be like a comedy kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not mad that it was a comedy because like there's a lot of funny moments in this movie.
Yes, indeed.
I think the least favorite thing about this movie, and I'm not saying like we're doing the movie or anything, but the worst thing I think this movie had was just like awkward jump cuts.
Okay.
Because like remember the scene where
spoiler,
Dracula kind of gets into
the meeting group. Oh, you mean when they just kept cutting to him just like slaughtering him?
That, but also when Renfield said no, and it had like that awkward cut, like going back in time, kind of.
Oh, with the slow down. Okay, that was to pretty much imply how like Dracula moves like really quickly.
Yeah,
because that was like the whole thing.
Not
is
even
like
that. Like you, I forgot because like so much happened. I'm just trying to remember.
Because are you referring to when he got
when
sent
he yelled
flying?
to no for the first time?
Oh,
if you recall that, because like it's such a unimportant part of the scene in general, so it doesn't matter. But like that one small part where like there's just an awkward jump cut. It doesn't ruin the scene in any way, but
that's
awkward.
That's what just was my taking of like, but those like bunch of cuts was just to, and like then cutting to how slow Renfield was like falling. It just to show like how fast Dracula was moving, because he was like getting his strength. And that's another thing with this movie too, is that like in like the beginning of the movie, Dracula pretty much gets scorched by like sun, and he's been trying to get back to full power, and in that moment he did get some semblance of that full power.
Something you could point out in this movie is that he has a very striking resemblance with Michael Myers, where the more he like eats like Michael kills, the more powerful he gets and some shit. I don't know.
Mm.
That's just a connection that I am pointing out. Because the only knowledge I have with killers in movies is Michael Myers and now Dracula. Because my attention span is like a 5-year-old's basically, so I'm very uninterested in things sometimes, and when I kind of just I have a hard time getting into movies, so I'm trying to branch out, and I'm sorry for getting deep. Do you want to play Mario Kart after this?
Yeah, I will say a lot of the comedy was also pretty good. I also love there is a lot of action too. It kind of reminds me of John Wick, but and
yeah,
the boys
shots they were doing.
and
Oh
the
yeah,
boys because
there's a lot of going in this movie,
over the top gore like the boys
over
does.
the top, like again, like this is where I say like where it takes itself seriously. Like some of the kills in this movie is just like so fucking stupid. You know,
I thought the one that was the stupidest one was the when he killed the son. They literally did a Mortal Kombat X-ray thing, and he literally kicks him and shits himself in.
Oh yeah, Sonic.
Yeah, he killed Sonic.
I think the dumbest
spoilers
deaths in the movie were like when he took the guy's arms and impaled them.
He started whacking them around.
People, yeah, other officers. I'm talking about the one when like fucking Rachel was getting. Oh god, this is such a not good way to say it. Getting double teamed by 2 other officers, and you know, he threw the arms at the officers, and you know they got impaled, and you know it's stupid as fuck.
Very gnarly, but kind of, yeah.
You know. I would say it's a fun movie. You know.
We gotta talk about the final fight though.
The final fight
with Dracula.
Yeah.
It's pretty epic.
It is pretty epic, yeah.
They pretty much just gang up, and then they're like, they finally have him contained, and they're just like, we're just gonna straight up beat the shit out of him. And then they're like, and then I love just the narration there. It's like, we did this does. And they just like they go so over the top of it, but they're like so mad about it. Like, yeah, we know this like looks so over the top, but let's be real. Like Dracula has survived a lot of crazy shit. We don't even know if this will work, and they literally just like do every possible method of just destroying him. Yeah. And it literally ends with them freaking. What did they douse his body in holy water and then put it in cement and then cut his body into cement and just dumped it in the sewer.
Yeah, it's so over the top, but I absolutely fucking love it. It's so good.
And it's just what's another thing is Nicolas Cage as Dracula.
It just makes sense.
It does make.
It makes so much sense.
Because Nicolas Cage just goes all in. For everything he does.
For every little thing he does, yeah. Jeez. Yeah, he was great in the movie. I loved the other Nicholas in the movie. The Renfield one. He did phenomenal. Also loved Sonic in the movie. Very comedic character, and I think the cop girl Rachel was from Shanghai.
Shang-Chi.
Shanghai. Shanghai, isn't that a city in like China? I'm so sorry. That's so
Match is self-reported.
That's so self-report. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I also like the joke where they do this joke twice, and I thought it was, when Renfield comes back to his apartment, because that's like another thing is like Renfield like starts going independent and like doing all these things for himself. He comes back to his apartment, Dracula's sitting there, and Renfield's like confused, and he sees that he has a welcome mat that says "Come on in" because the vampire rule you have to let them in.
Oh yeah.
They do that like twice, and it's like, "Please come in." No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This was I was really
Yeah.
really
Oh my god, I'm dying.
really fun movie. Also really fun movie experience.
Yeah. Great. So sorry. I'm literally getting murdered right now because I said Shanghai. Ratings. Please, can we get this video done, please?
Yeah. 8 out of 10.
8.
8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. Bye, please. God, bye.